Hey, how you doing? This is Gina Versa. It's another episode of Speed Run the podcast. Today we have a guest. She's been here a few times to talk about a particular character and movie series, Sonic the Hedgehog. This is now the third Sonic discussion we've had, but welcome back to the show, Celia Schilling from Yacht Club Games. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Yes, it's per tradition
Hmm.
that I come on for these. And I think a fourth movie was confirmed. I think we'll get
Yes.
into it a little bit as we
Yeah.
discuss. So I definitely will be back again.
Yeah, no. We'll have you back on in 2026 or earlier because
Yeah,
I'm sure.
whenever
Yeah.
that drops, I'll be here.
Yeah, no, really glad to have you back. Yeah, it's good to complete the trilogy of Sonic because it's like both love Sonic so much. But yeah, you were just at the Game Awards presenting. Tell us a little bit about yourself if any listeners haven't seen or haven't heard the previous three Sonic episodes.
Yeah, sure, of course. As you said, hi, I'm Celia. I'm the marketing director at Yacht Club Games. We're best known for the Shovel Knight franchise, and like as you said, I was a presenter at the Game Awards. It was the 10th anniversary of the Game Awards this year, so Jeff brought back people from previous years, and we were the first Indie Award winner. And so it only made sense for us to come back and announce the winner for the indie debut. So it's like for the next 10 years, like what uh what cool indie games are going to be making their mark on the industry. It was really, really cool. It was such an honor. Surprisingly, not that intimidating to go up on stage in front of all of those people. Like
Hmm.
literally, like Sean and I were like, oh my gosh, like, oh my God, like standing there. They're like, oh, we're gonna hit to commercial and then you're gonna go on. We're like, we have to go on after Gillette or Xbox or whatever they're
Hmm.
advertising. I
Yeah.
think it was Xbox. I was hoping for Gillette or State Farm, but whatever. That's just my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. And not only did I present at the Game Awards, but I also presented this past Friday at the
Oh.
Indie Game Awards.
Oh, okay.
I'm making a lot of appearances on awards. So if we
Yeah.
ever have the Sonic Awards, I volunteer as a presenter if we ever decide to do that, Gene.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, let's
yeah,
do
maybe
it.
for the fourth movie we'll have Oscars for just Sonic and only Sonic. But yeah, it was really, really cool. And then like at Yacht Club, I've been busy with that, and like it's in addition to the Game Awards, it being its 10th anniversary, it's actually Shovel Knight's 10th anniversary.
Oh.
So yeah, I've been doing a lot of year-long celebrations. It was actually this past June, but we were like, we're gonna celebrate for 365 days. Mario can do it, so we're gonna do that too.
Hmm.
So the most like I guess upcoming celebration thing that we're doing is the Shovel Knight concert.
Oh,
It's a
I
two-tour experience. There's one that's happening in Los Angeles on January 19th, and there's another on February 22nd that's happening in New York. Tickets are on sale right now, shovelknightconcert.com. If you use SK30, I think you get 30% off. I haven't checked, but it should be live. If not,
okay.
yell at me on Twitter and I'll make that happen.
I'll put a link in the description for sure.
Sounds
Uh
good.
yeah, I just saw a flyer for that actually at Amoeba Records, so that's
Oh,
funny.
really? That's
Yeah,
cool. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, no, you've had a very eventful year, so
Yeah,
and then too, I was gonna say being a presenter also makes you prepared for this too.
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, presenting at the Game Awards made me, yeah, prepared for this.
Hmm.
I'm glad I got all that practice. Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And then I have to ask a lot of good guests. Did you see? Because it's like they had the Muppets there,
Yes.
a lot of other people, but did you see Kojima there too?
I did. I saw Kojima a bunch. Okay, because
Hmm.
when you get there, when you get there early, like there's different holding rooms that you are, and there's different dressing rooms. Speaking of the Muppets, I did take a selfie in front of the Muppets dressing room.
Oh,
Like it was
nice.
right next to the bathroom, and so I was like, oh, and like so the handler like walked us down, the
Hmm.
long ass hallway of like all the dressing rooms, because they have to make sure, even though everyone's obviously there with mutual respect, they have to make sure you're not like lurking in other people's shit.
Yeah.
And if yeah, I didn't have a handler, I would have been like, Muppets, I'm coming. Just kidding, I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
And for listeners, that was me pretending to rip open the door.
Hmm.
Uh, and yeah, it was just kind of one of those things where like I saw that and I was like, "Can I take a selfie real quick?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure, just make it quick."
Yeah. Who wouldn't?
But
Yeah.
yeah, for Kojima, like I saw him a bunch of times when he got there because we were all like lurking around. I saw him. I almost got into the same elevator as him. But
Hmm.
they were like back peasant, and we're like, darn it, it's okay. Just kidding. The elevator was full of him and his like posse, and
Yeah,
then we were at the same
handlers.
after
Yeah.
party, so I got to see him like a bunch of different times.
That's
So it was cool.
cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I love all his games. So
Oh
yeah.
yeah, no, he's great. He's
Hmm.
made quite a mark in this industry.
Yeah, no, definitely. But yeah, no, it's you know, we're just gonna go right into it. I think you sent you the questions, so you're pretty prepared.
Yes, hopefully.
The last person we had on here, she was able to get the 10 questions with, or excuse me, 12 questions in 10 minutes with like 30 seconds to spare. So it is possible. So,
Okay, I did make my plan to try to keep things as concise as possible.
mhm.
So hopefully I'll do good. We'll
Yeah,
see. Let's
yeah,
find out. I like
we'll
only get
find.
past question two. I'm like
Hmm.
shit, Celia.
Yeah. But yeah, let me just get my timer going. There we are. And yeah, on the count of 10 minutes, I'll let you know. But whenever are you good?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, cool. And one, two, three. And we are good. So, first Sonic memory you have playing a game.
Okay, so it's kind of split up into two parts. My first Sonic memory of like actually playing Sonic, which I didn't realize at the time was Sonic, was when I was a kid in my dentist's office. So they were a dentist that wanted to be really cool and have like video games for kids. And they had a Sega Genesis and they had a Super Nintendo in there, which was really rad for like being in the 90s, you know?
Yeah.
And so, like, I unintentionally played Sonic. I did not know what it was. It was colorful and you went fast, but I didn't really register what I was doing or anything. But like, my actual memory of playing Sonic was actually when I got my first Game Gear. A family friend, like, he went off to college and left his Game Gear, and like, he basically was like, "Oh, Silly, you can have it, whatever." And I remember playing that and recognizing it from my dentist's office, like the characters
That's
and being
cool.
like, "Oh, what's this?" And it was Sonic. And that's how I got introduced to the franchise. And I found out that we have the same birthday, June 23rd. So
Mm.
it was just meant to be.
Yeah, the friendship started there.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. So I guess it's like a conspiracy theory, but people think Ugly Sonic was planned to get attention, was not the real design from that initial trailer, which came out like 4 or 5 years ago. Do you believe that? Just like,
Okay, so I am also one of those conspiracy people.
hmm.
And okay, reason behind this. Okay, so I know we mentioned earlier, like, I'm a marketing director, but I also have my hand in licensing. So I'm very, very familiar with the schedule when you're working with tight deadlines, especially with movie releases,
Hmm.
when those toys and when all of those merchandise items would be going into production and like aligning with the release. So for that, since I know that they like pushed it back because of hate, or like,
Hmm.
the fans'
Yeah.
voice. Yeah, fan voice, yeah, but they
Yeah.
didn't openly say it was because of hate. It was because of hate.
Hmm.
Um, that there's no way that they could reverse all the tooling on, those hundreds of thousands of different SKUs of items that they'd be releasing for it. Like even for the third Sonic movie, you look around everywhere and there is Sonic shit everywhere. And it
Hmm.
was like there weeks before the movie released. It's
Yeah.
the same production schedule for the first movie because it's a huge IP. People know it's going to sell regardless. Of course, they're going to be working on that and getting the tooling and the one-to-one of whatever brand deck that they released for that movie of what those items would be. There would be toys that are really fucking ugly everywhere.
Yeah.
And there would be companies also, sure, like the larger, the Hasbros, the Mattels, the
Hmm.
whatever, would be able to make that pinpoint shift and change tooling. And it would be a hiccup, a huge hiccup, a very expensive hiccup. but
Hmm.
still something that they could do. But there's a lot of companies that wouldn't have been able to do that as effectively, and we would have seen the trail of ugly things in different places.
Yeah.
And they're not going to just bury it in a hole like the ET game from the
Hmm.
Atari era.
In
Like either
Arizona.
there's a shit ton of ugly, like thousands, hundreds of thousands of plastic waste in the desert somewhere or the ocean. And I would go digging for that, to be honest. So
Yeah.
because that didn't exist and it was so close to the production scale of that, because their timelines are like, a year and a half in advance to make sure it's on the shelves. So
Hmm.
tooling, it would already be on the boats to America at this time, or to Germany or to Europe or to wherever, wherever you're going.
Yeah.
Because this is a worldwide release. So yeah, no, they're full of shit. That's
Yeah.
that's the long rant of that.
No, no, very well said. Very well said. That's a very good point. Um, Next question. Thoughts on Keanu as Shadow?
Okay, so initially I was like sick, but then I was like, oh, like are they gonna portray him like really cheesy in the movie? Like I was kind of curious how they would do it. Because like, looking at like other characters, like with Knuckles, they in the
Hmm.
previous movies, they made Knuckles a little bit more simple than he was in the game because he's so cool in the games.
Yeah.
Or to me, he's so cool in the games. So like I was like, oh man, like how are they gonna make Shadow? Are they gonna make him bitchy? And then I was
Hmm.
like, wait, time out. Keanu excels in playing characters that are A, haunted by their past, and B, ready to kick some ass. And so I was like, okay, he's actually the right person for Shadow. If I was going to cast like, a big wig in Hollywood. But like
Hmm.
also with that, did you see the interview featurette of him? This is a
No.
slight quick, I'll be
Yeah,
quick
yeah.
about this
Yeah,
caveat
yeah.
because I know we're limited on time.
Hmm.
But yeah, it was really cool to like they did this as a promo and like, he's talking about his feelings about the character and how excited he was gonna play it. And of course, contractually he has to say nice things about the Sonic franchise.
Yeah.
He's not gonna
Yeah.
look at the camera and be like, fuck this, I'm here for a paycheck.
Hmm.
But it's really cool to see celebrities talk about, and I know there's a movie and it's mainstream, Sonic is everywhere.
Yeah.
But like from a kid being really pumped about this when video games were much smaller, to seeing it blend into Hollywood where like it's in their radar too, and they're in these movies and they're like advocating for things I cared about when I was a kid. It's such a cool, crazy feeling. I don't know. I know it's mainstream now,
Yeah.
but like obviously everyone loves Sonic, but it's just a cool feeling to see like celebrities I read in magazines being like Sonic's real red.
Yeah. No, of course it's cool. And then just how would you rate this movie as an adaptation of the best Sonic game, Sonic Adventure 2?
Okay, so I have something to admit. Don't
Hmm.
kill me, listeners.
That's all
Okay,
right.
so I don't remember shit about Sonic, like Battle, Sonic Advance 2 Battle, because I played it when I was really young. I never went back to it, but I also played it when I played Sonic '06,
Hmm.
and I also played like I had like a Sonic World Tour. So all the games
Yeah.
blend together in my head. I remember that Sonic game had really bad voice acting. When I say
Hmm.
bad, I mean that the volume, like, did they just not
Sound
check when they
design.
mastered it?
No,
Because
I
I
yeah.
remember being like, wait, what did they say? And like, they had subtitles, obviously, but like sensory wise, when volumes are mix matched, my brain will just pick up on the music. So like, I remember having trouble with that. But I would say, I would give since the volume in the movie was very good.
Yeah.
I would say that the movie did a better job with audio, and
Yeah.
that's my rating. But like, there's other things that we'll talk to later on that like I pinpointed that I was like, wait, why do I remember this? Like the music, some
Hmm.
of the songs that we'll talk about in a little bit. My brain's like, why do I know this? Wait, why
Yeah.
do I know this? And like the Chow Garden being referenced, like there's things like that like I remember because though I don't remember much about the game, I
Hmm.
remember the big truck chasing you. That's
Yeah.
one thing I remember.
Yeah.
I remember being really mad at Knuckles, digging around in the little side things.
Hmm.
But yeah, like I remember like just pinpointing stuff that I slightly remembered, and it was cool.
Yeah,
So
it's good. And
yeah.
then do you think they handled Shadow's backstory right? Maria adapted well. It's a crucial part.
So yes, okay. So I wrote some notes about this because
Hmm.
I had a lot of thoughts and feelings. Because though I don't remember much about the game, I am a Sonic fan. I did watch the cartoons. I am very familiar
Yeah.
to the Sonic community about the Sonic lore, even
Yeah.
though I don't remember things. But like, I thought that they did a really great job, like establishing Shadow as a cool character,
Hmm.
as a character with multiple like I guess layers to him, rather than just being like I'm cool and I'm sad and I have a motorcycle. Which, to be
Yeah.
honest, I was expecting a little bit more of that to it, but like establishing, like the bond with Maria, it does skip over some key elements with it of,
Hmm.
kind of how they got there. I remember Maria having a terminal illness,
Hmm.
and that wasn't, and I understand heavy, obviously they're gonna kill her in the movie, like spoiler,
Yeah.
sorry,
She's yeah.
and like the thing is though, is that it was really funny. Side caveat, sorry if we're running out of time, please let me
Hmm.
know. Okay, so
We.
when the Sonic concert happened
Hmm.
and they played when like Maria dies there and everyone cheered on screen and like that went
Yes.
viral on
Yeah.
Twitter. And it's like it's not often that people are excited to see a child die, but Sonic fans are just built different, okay? We're just
Yeah.
all a bunch of degenerates. But I was expecting the movie theater to clap. And no one did because I was like, oh, wait, I'm here with a bunch of children, family, and other 30-year-olds like
Yeah.
me.
With their
And I
kids.
think we're outnumbered.
Hmm.
If it was like all of us, I feel like there would have, no, it was an emotional moment. Okay, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And like also, like, not having her shot because obviously ratings wise, I feel like that would have like, I don't know the movie ratings of things, but
Hmm.
like, I feel like that would have like upped it more. So parents may have been more hesitant. So having an explosion happen may have been a better choice for that. Sorry, I'm just ranting.
No,
Yes,
no.
I feel like they handled things appropriately for people that aren't familiar with Shadow's backstory and the relationship they had, so you could jump in and feel like you understood their bond. There we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. No, that's good. Favorite moment from the film.
I also wrote notes, but I'm just gonna keep
Oh,
this vague because I could rant for a long
darn.
time.
We are
Supersonic versus Shadow Fight. Ah, boys definitely
we
took a page out of
we
Dragon
are
Ball Z.
we are out
Uh,
of time. Sorry.
no!
Yeah. No, it's all good.
That
You
went
could
by so
finish.
quick.
Yeah, you could finish what you were saying.
And then the fucking Chow Garden. I want a real pop up. That's what I put in my notes for that.
I was like, oh, man, wanted to see that Chow Garden too, because that's like one of the better parts of that game was just the Chow Garden.
Yeah, it really was. It
Yeah.
was so cool. They need to bring that back for other things.
Hmm.
Oh man. Oh man,
Yeah.
I can't believe that was it for the 10
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah. It goes by fast. Yeah.
It does, man.
But you're
That's cool.
prepared, but yeah, time is hard. Because yeah, you went up to question seven, so
I know that's pretty
that's
that's
all
pretty good.
more than half.
I'm just throwing in one more thought in that
Sure, sure.
Stone and Robotnik's relationship.
Uh-huh.
They're so cute. I love them.
Yes.
His dedication and love to all of his boss's bullshit is
Hmm.
fantastic. Okay, okay, that's my last thought on that.
No, no, it's all good.
Pencils down, pencils down.
Yeah, it thumbs down. Yeah, no, it's yeah, no, it was a very good movie, and then it was cool like having you like speed run this too with me, talk about Sonic once again, because there were a lot more topics, and I love that this was just such a um like good movie just in terms of like just adapting like what everyone likes about the game, or just like the games and the character, because it's like they needle drop live and learn, and that was amazing. So yeah, it was just a good time.
It was good. And you know what's crazy? So my husband did not realize that it was based off a battle.
Hmm.
And like not based off of, but like
Yeah.
it took a lot of fun things from that game.
Hmm.
And the thing is though, is that like Kevin and I were talking about it. We're actually taking the whole family to see it. Because I had to see it for this. I was like, speed run, whatever friend picks up the phone is the one that's going with me. Because Kevin was
Yes.
busy. But
Hmm.
we're gonna have a very Sonic Christmas
Oh,
slash
nice.
Hanukkah in a couple days. Because and like the thing is though is that since I do not remember Battle that well,
Hmm.
Kevin and I we hooked up our GameCube last night to like go play it, and that's when I found out my disc reader's broken in my GameCube. I'm gonna fix it. It's
Yeah.
okay. But luckily we have like an emulator. Maybe we allegedly have an emulator with a bunch of the games. So our goal in the next 2 days is to beat Battle, and I remember it being short. So I think like we can get through it. But yeah, we're gonna beat Battle and then go watch the well, I'm gonna go watch it again and he's gonna see it for the first
Yeah.
time. And it's gonna be incredible. And unfortunately, the rest of our family, or fortunately, is gonna be dragged along to it. So it's gonna
Hmm.
be a very Sonic Christmas.
That's very exciting. Yeah. That's appropriate too. I don't know. Sonic goes with Christmas, I think. Like also
You
too, there's
know,
a Sonic special for
in
Christmas.
Sonic X, there is a Christmas episode,
Hmm.
which is hilarious, but also, yeah, like it, I think it relates because the first movie released on Valentine's Day, and I'm
Hmm.
taking my love.
Hmm.
Wait, hold on, I celebrated Valentine's Day with him with that full circle now, and now he's my husband, and we're celebrating Sonic on Christmas. So I
Yeah.
feel like Sonic is just, the true meaning of relationships. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was trying to find the full circle there.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Congrats
True meaning of
too.
friendship,
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
love. I don't
Hmm. Yeah,
know.
definitely. But yeah, very well said. Yeah, there were more topics to talk about, but unfortunately we got out of time. But yeah, Celia, anything, any like social media or anything you want to plug?
Yeah, sure. You can follow me on Twitter and or X. I'm at Celia B with three E's. And yeah, I talk about video game stuff. I'm on two podcasts currently.
Mm,
I'm on the Spawncast, and we usually record on Fridays. It sometimes releases live on Fridays, but also releases on Saturdays, depending if it's pre-recorded or not.
hmm.
And I'm also on a Nintendo podcast called Game and Talk, and that is usually on Wednesdays. All on
Awesome.
YouTube.
Yeah, we'll definitely put links to those as well. Yeah, you're a great guest. It's so good to always have you on. You really know your stuff and everything. But yeah, no, it's we hope to have you on again, and then hope you have a good Christmas and Hanukkah and yeah, New Year as well.
Thank you. Sounds good. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks. Yeah, and then you could find the Waffle Press at the Waffle Press Podcast on Twitter, on Instagram at the Waffle Press. We're on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We've been professionally unprofessional.